Brought to you by Sayge Media.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
We've got a great show lined up for you.
Tequila's a whole different kind of drunk.
That's a dumb stripper.
They're always stupid.
Good point.
Who are those guys?
You just reach your arm in there and give it a couple of tugs. And
How do you give someone an IOU for a shit in the mouth?
They just keep telling the story.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
boo bop, diddly bop, pop, pop, boom.
How'd all you people get in my house?
It's half Jaeger and it's half rhinoceros piss after he's ate asparagus.
Who's in here eating chips, taking a shit?
What the hell is wrong with you people?
All righty. Here we are with another exciting episode of the Guys Like Us show. What are you looking at down there? What are you messing with?
Who? Me?
Yeah. You both said who. Yeah. No, I see what you were messing with on the thing. Because I was texting while that was going on, so I didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah,
so anyway.
I was trying to give you a cue. It's someone who's not paying attention.
Yeah, but I was trying to shift that over to Pops. But anyway, we're here with another exciting episode. What? Don't step on my intro.
Really?
Another exciting episode of the Guys Like Us show. So how are you guys doing? How's it been?
Doing good, man. How about you guys?
Not too bad. How's
I'm good.
How's the Braves game going tonight? I haven't had the chance to.
We're down 3-1. It's early. It's early.
You're going to be depressed for a little while. Then.
No. We won't lose. We already lost once this month. That's enough.
I got you. That's enough for this month?
Yeah. One a month. One a month.
Yeah. So we were watching, what was it? Not this past Saturday, Saturday before when they won, 21-3?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was kind of fun. But do you ever sort of go, all right, can we save some of these? Like, we got some more games coming up
no,
here,
because it was against the fucking Mets. It was against the Mets.
Yeah.
It's against
And do you remember me
telling
telling you? Do you remember me telling you? I hope the Falcons score more points than the Braves. Well, I was wrong.
Yeah. It's preseason.
That ended up being what, a 13-13 tie.
Well, actually, it was. I think it was it was week 1. We actually won that one. I think we scored 19 though. But yeah.
You know, there was one game, the first preseason for a decent amount of time. We lost our producer, but for a decent amount of time, both scores were 6-0.
Yeah, I know.
The Braves and the Falcons, like they were going for a while there. I was like, all right, who's going to break it? It'd been cool if it had ended that way. Although I did want the Falcons to score more than 6 points, but
yeah, really,
that was kind of cool that it was.
What do you think? Did you? What do you think about? Did you get to see? I know you're way up there in Yankee Land, but did you get to see any of the games?
No, I watched highlights. Okay. Like I'll go to YouTube and watch highlights of it.
Nick, what'd you think?
I'll tell you what. After the 13-13 tie with the Bengals, that's the first game that the starters actually came out and played. It's the first sight we got to see of Bijan.
Right.
First of Ritter starting this year after having the off season and everything. I am excited for this fucking team, man.
Yeah, I am too.
It's funny too because like I try to give you some significance of being up here in Yankee Land. Like I can tell you outside the bubble, like what people think of different teams and stuff.
Right.
And it's funny because there's been a lot of kind of pro Falcon talk on.
Really,
that's nice.
Pro Falcon talk? That's surprising.
There's a lot of like this. I watch a lot of videos of people that aren't like, they'll tell you, hey, I'm not Falcons fan. I'm not a Bulldogs fan. I'm not a Braves fan. But this fucking team, the Braves and the Bulldogs, it's very, obvious. Obvious.
Yeah,
that's easy and obvious. But with the Falcons, they're like, hey, don't sleep on this team. Like they've been rebuilding for a couple of years, and
I'll be honest,
and this might be a break. Especially, they always talk about being in a weak division, and you don't know what Carolina's going to do. With Bryce Young, right?
I'll tell you what though. Here's one thing I do have an issue with a little bit is that everyone fucking trashed Atlanta for. Well, first off, Desmond Ritter's not a starter. Like this guy fucking sucks. We have all these weapons, but we don't have a quarterback. Like we heard that shit, and it's really only because we didn't go get Lamar and hemorrhage our entire franchise. But then also, there was talk,
which I'm happy about.
Yeah, me too. But there was talk of, are we gonna go get Bijan Robinson at number 8? And it was like, how fucking stupid could Atlanta be to go draft a running back at number 8? And then we got him, and then now he's killing it, and everyone's like, Bijan really fell right into their fucking lap. It's like, you son of a bitch, you sat here and said we were fucking retarded for doing that, and now you're gonna jump on our dicks. Fuck all of you.
Yep. So,
but a lot of the ones I've heard is like I didn't hear a lot of that going on. Like the talk of switching quarterbacks died down pretty much right after we didn't do that up here. Anyway, you guys have the advantage of listening to the game and 6
I want to give Nick some props though for being the first to come out with the. I think we're going to pick Bijan Robinson.
I think I said that. But okay, all right, go ahead.
No, I do. He said it. He said it early. He's like, I think we're going to pick Robinson. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. He's like, no, I'm telling you, I think we are.
I think there's a clip that I could pull of the show where I said that, and both of you were like, "You're out of your fucking mind." Then
that's the only clip you should pull.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, you're allowed to pull one clip, and I think you should use it on that one.
It was then followed by. So who'd you hear that take from? Because I know you didn't come up with it yourself, which was a real cool thing to throw out.
Yep. Make this amazing prediction and immediately get shit on.
I don't think you came up with it on your own. It wasn't like you were scouring through the tapes and like, got the VHS on this Bijan Robinson guy here. Anybody ever heard of this guy? I think we ought to take a flyer.
Listen. When can you guys get together so I can show you this game film I put together going out to Texas?
Yeah,
spent a fortune on their fucking season tickets
how hard
out there.
It is to get these big reels. Yeah. These big film reels through security. You can't send them through the X-rays; it'll fuck up the film.
Now somebody put the projector together. Somebody put the projector together.
Ryan, do you remember being in school as a kid when we'd watch movies and shit on the projector?
Yeah, they wheel it in on that metal cart.
Exactly, and the teacher never ever fucking knew how to use it, and it was always like the 9-year-old kid was like, "Here, I'll show you how to do it, Mrs. Johnson." Yeah. And she'd put it all. They'd put it together, and the teacher never had a fucking clue how to do it.
I'll tell you something they did with that you would never fucking hear of today. I was in middle school. I was going to Lilburn Middle School, and they showed Romeo and Juliet, and they told us, "Boys, put your head down on the table and your arm that when they show Juliet's tits on the screen." It was just a film, so they couldn't edit it or anything like that. They didn't have like the TV version or anything like that. And I looked around at first. I was like, I gotta see how many other guys are peeking, and like everybody was just like, I guess
Dude, as soon as you said projector, hold on, I thought of that movie because it was still the same bullshit with the projector and all that for a little while, but then it was like, get it on fucking, you could stream it or whatever. They showed us Romeo and Juliet, and they tried to preface like, there's a scene coming up we're gonna have to skip. And we had an old lady teacher that didn't know how to use technology and tried to skip it and fucked up and paused it and couldn't figure out how to fix it. So you just had this old lady who's like, right as soon as you see her tits, she pauses it, trying to fast forward, and she's just like, oh God, oh Jesus, like trying to figure out how to skip it. And everybody in the class is like,
yeah.
This is sort of on topic, but recently the First Vacation movie celebrated its 40th year.
Saw that.
And they kind of got the cast back together. And during the interview, it came out that Anthony Michael Hall talked about the first tit he ever saw was he snuck on set with a scene with Beverly D'Angelo. And he's like, that's the first tit. I don't know how he put it, but that was the gist of it. Is like,
you know what?
He was like, he was going through a change too, because they talked about how they had to the ending with Clark gets arrested and all this stuff, and nobody liked that ending, so they refilmed the ending, and all of a sudden he was like 2 or 3 inches taller than Beverly D'Angelo because he had like hit a growth spurt and stuff. But he was talking about he was going through puberty at that time, and there was a hotel scene or whatever where they were going to get a little freaky, and she changed, and he was like peeking in on her and trying to watch. He's like, Beverly D'Angelo is my first tit.
I'm surprised they actually invited Chevy Chase back to that.
Yeah, really.
Well, they love him. like they love him. Like Beverly Andrews,
See,
I've always said
she
he's.
does.
I saw an article this morning. It was even talking about how like the director or somebody like really high up in the movie, he was just like, I quit. Fuck this guy. This guy's such a dick. And he basically quit because Chevy Chase was such a dick to him, and
he's just supposedly a notorious asshole.
Quit the whole movie.
Yeah. What's funny is he did that on Christmas Vacation too. It was supposed to be directed by Christopher Columbus.
Maybe
that might be what you're thinking about.
Yeah, I think it was Christmas Vacation.
He quit. Well, yeah, because it was what's his name directed the first Vacation, the Ghostbuster guy that died. His name's the one that played Egon.
Bill Murray.
No, Bill Murray's still alive.
Dan Aykroyd.
Really? No, he's still alive. Ernie Hudson.
I forgot the other guy's names.
I can't remember his name either, but the guy that played Egon, the nerdy one with the glasses and stuff, he was a director. But anyway, Christmas Vacation, he drove Christopher Columbus off that movie, and then the guy was like, "Well, John Hughes was like, I'm writing this other Christmas movie. You can direct it if you want," and that was Home Alone. So he went from Christmas Vacation to Home Alone. So it sort of worked out for everybody there.
Hold on, but before we jump off the topic here, you said that Anthony Michael Hall, that was his first tit, was Beverly D'Angelo.
Yes.
I do have a memory of that was one of the first movies that I saw tits in, because I was a little kid and we had seen Christmas Vacation. That was our Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And, like they cuss and everything in it.
But it was swimming pool scene?
Right.
No. But because they don't show anything there. So like at least
Ivan Reitman?
Yeah, it's like right. No,
it's like right before you see your tits is when it changes with Christmas Vacation. So
not in my mind, it doesn't.
Yeah, I know. But that movie, like the cuss and everything, but like it was still like, hey, not to say the words. We're watching this at Christmas. You know what I mean? But I was a little kid and we had seen Christmas Vacation, so it was like, well, let's watch the first Vacation movie. And I remember that scene popped up and Mom just started laughing and you just went, oh shit, I forgot about that. and tried to skip there. But I remember being a little kid and seeing that, was like, whoa.
Oh yeah, it was
Harold Ramis.
Oh yeah.
Harold Ramis is the actor that I was thinking about. Like he was in Ghostbusters stuff. So he worked with
I think it was Christy Brinkley's tits, not
Oh geez. No, she wouldn't get naked for that. Like that's another thing that came out on the thing. She wore a skin tight thing in the pool, but she wouldn't get naked for the movie. For filming. I know.
No, it was a Beverly D'Angelo. I remember, but I also remember Mom just busted out laughing and you were just like, oh shit, and sort of fumbling.
Well, I'm trying to think what scene you're talking about. I'm thinking of the pool scene.
No, not in Christmas Vacation, in the first Vacation movie. The scene
right, in the pool. In the pool.
Yeah, he's talking about the hotel pool in the first Vacation.
Oh. No, there is a scene where you see your tits. I don't remember exactly what the scene is. I just remember it happening.
They're at one of the random hotels.
Yeah,
along the trip, and he decided.
No, you know what?
Like Clark was I remember horny every goddamn night.
No, there's a scene where for some reason she's taking I don't know why they shot it, but she's taking a shower. And Clark
that's the second one.
Maybe that's what it was. That's what it was. She's taking a shower, and then Clark.
That's European Vacation.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then he rips the curtain open and jumps in.
He leaves the videotape on and winds up being sold as like a porn all around the country, like France or whatever.
Yeah.
But like all the people who worked with Chevy back in those days, for the most part, it was around Christmas Vacation that I think that he started getting the asshole reputation. But like Goldie Hawn loved working with him. She was, she did a couple of movies with him, and Charles Grodin said he was like his best friend. And I think the Saturday Night Live cast people didn't like him.
What was it about him?
I think it's one of the you have those friends that like if you know him, he's pretty cool, but other people kind of think he's an arrogant dick. Like most people think about you, and I tell them that he's not really like that.
Well, I know that he got.
Well,
he got fired. Yeah. Well, I think it was technically fired, but I mean, he was gone from Community, that show that he was on. Because,
that's one of the worst ones.
That was, I think by that point he was like hurling racial slurs and like trying to physically attack people. I think at one point
he just like totally talks down to people and shit.
Yeah, that for sure. But I think without getting like Joel McHale's kind of not gone into too much detail, but kind of said like, look, I love Chevy Chase, but at one point it ended with him on the ground and me standing over him, just like, don't get back up.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like, if you get up, I'm going to have to fucking hit you again. Like, don't get back up. Like, it got to that level.
Sometimes people need to be smacked in the fucking mouth.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about movies here, we have so let me put it this way. Like, we have social media, we have things where people can write us, but like at our age, like a lot of our fans are old school. So I still get like physical mail in the mail.
Like carrier pigeons.
I get the big mail bags, and I've been going through the mail that's been coming in about this show. And one of the things that the people are asking about is like for us to have like some segments on this show.
Yeah, they sent a rating.
And since we always, so we always listen to the people.
You mean those 12 dudes from Africa?
Yes.
Follow our show.
Yeah, it went click, 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 click. I forget how.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to Zimbabwe. What's up,
Zimbabwe? Yeah.
Peace out, brother.
So we kind of came up with some ideas. We want to do a few segments on this show, and obviously we talk about movies all the time. So we've come up with this idea of so guys like us like movies, correct?
Sure, I do.
All right. So
yep.
And there's a lot of really good movies out there that, for whatever reason, have kind of fallen by the wayside. They don't really hit the streamings. They don't hit the top 10 when Netflix carries them, or for whatever reason, they just sort of get lost. I mean, you figure, I don't know how many movies go out, but you can't keep up with all of them all the time.
Right.
Sometimes they just fall by the wayside. And so we were kind of looking at some of those movies and discussing them. And I figure, we can maybe expose our 12 listeners to these movies and get them a little bit of bump, see if we can get a little attention on these movies. And so the first feature that we're going to go with here in Forgotten Films is a movie called Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Hold on. Wait.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I hate to do it, Ryan. Can you since
you love to do this.
Since we're also releasing as another thing, maybe highlight the fact that it's called Forgotten Films a little bit more.
Okay. Are you gonna church this one up a little bit?
Just saying maybe intro it as Forgotten Films. So I have something to release.
So
here's something we're calling Forgotten Films.
Yeah.
So we have a segment we decided to call Forgotten Films. This week's feature, we're going to take a look at Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Now, do you guys remember this movie?
So yes and no. I did see it when it originally came out. It's been a long time. I think I did see it. Well, like everybody back then, when you saw a movie when it came out, you saw it at the theater. But
I think I saw it on
I
VHS.
do remember, if I remember correctly, isn't it basically Michael Caine and Steve Martin are both con men, and they're basically trying to swindle that lady out of her money, if I remember right?
Sort of. Yeah, so Michael Caine, you should definitely watch this movie.
Yeah.
Michael Caine is kind of a sophisticated swindler. He has
he's got that cool
he has
accent.
Right. He has like morals and standards and stuff like that. Like the women he goes after are like these women who like married older rich guys that died off, and so they inherited all the money. So he kind of goes after them. And then Steve Martin is kind of like this low level, con artist, like he doesn't see the big picture with it. And so, without explaining the entire movie, they're in competition with each other a little bit. But to get him out of the way, Michael Caine decides to teach Steve Martin, hey, here's how you get the big picture. And when I get done teaching you, you go off to some other part of the world and use the skills that you've learned. But it doesn't necessarily go that way. And so they decide to make this ultimate bet they pick a target to swindle this one girl. Whoever can get $50,000 out of her first wins, and they get to stay in this, French Riviera town that Michael Caine loves so much. And so them working together and battling against each other, like almost simultaneously, is just it's just comedic.
I remember it was funny as hell.
Can I ask, since I haven't seen it, can I ask a couple questions here?
Sure.
Well, first off, when did this movie come out?
It came out in 1988.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that I think made it forgotten is it came out the same time the first Naked Gun movie came out.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. So,
yeah.
Also, you said Steve Martin and Michael Caine. Those are two really big fucking names. Is this one of those movies though that like, is it kind of just those two are the big names, or is this one of those where you look back at the cast and you're like, holy shit, if you think, how did they get so many people in this movie and no one knows about it?
Sort of like some of the supporting characters are people like you'd be like, oh, I've seen that person in something. And the other thing is it's directed by Frank Oz.
It's got a lot of those. Oh, that guy.
That guy, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Right. I know we love to bring up other podcasts, but on Bill Simmons's the Rewatchables, they have a category for that guy.
That guy.
They call it the Joey Pants Award because Joey Pantanella used to be that guy. You used to see him in everything, but people didn't know who he was until like The Sopranos. But like he was in movies in the 80s, and you would see him all the time in these bit roles. So they named Joey Pants.
Ooh, if I could pull a producer move right now. What would be perfect is if we just stole that bit, and instead of it being that guy, he could be a guy like us.
But we're famous, and these are like people that you don't quite know the name. But yeah, so you see a lot of them, and then it's directed by Frank Oz, who, God, I don't know if he did so many good movies. Like he did like Spies Like Us, and which I'm wondering if there's legal action over the title if it sounded too much like the Guys Like Us show.
Yeah,
I don't know if we can retroly go back and sue them for that, but plus there's Paul McCartney with the Spies Like Us song that we could target. So there's a little bit of money in there, I think. But
Paul McCartney's forever stealing my ideas.
Yeah. Which Paul McCartney do you think stole them originally then?
The fake one.
Don't get him started.
The one that's around now.
That's gonna have to be a whole episode, Ryan.
The better of the two.
I have too much to say on that.
This is I know this, and I want to do a little side note. So Steve Martin is one of the co-star on it. As a matter of fact, his heading is even above Michael Caine in this movie, and he's I don't know if you guys watch this show, but it's a really good show. He's doing a show now with Martin Short called Only Murders in the Building, right?
I haven't seen it, but
it's a good show. It's very funny. And so season 3 apparently started on Hulu recently. And they
is in it, speaking of tits.
Yeah. But they were talking about they've been playing clips for season 3. I haven't watched it yet, but on one of the clips, Steve Martin goes, "Hey, would this be like one of those internet memes?" And she just goes,
"Yes.
Why do you keep saying it like that?" And I was like, I'm not the only one that says it.
Well, you call it memes.
You're right.
Well, that was I actually heard that. I didn't know what it was for, but I actually heard that commercial for the first time today, and I'm like, fucking sounds like Ryan. Memes.
Wait, so hold on. I do want to clarify.
So Steve Martin and I have the same running gag.
I do want to clarify.
That's all I want to say.
When you say
we
Frank
have the
Oz,
same joke. Yeah.
Are we talking about also the voice of Yoda, Frank Oz?
Yes.
Nice. Okay.
He's super famous.
Yeah.
Like like behind the scenes, like he does so many voices. He's known for his voices, but he directed a lot of really funny movies back then. Like he worked with Dan Aykroyd
and all that shit too.
Right.
Yeah. I think he did Kermit's voice.
Bert, Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear.
Yeah.
He did a whole bunch of the Muppets.
Yeah. So like he directed this movie. So there's, in all honesty, there's no reason why this movie shouldn't be as popular as say like Three Amigos or any of the other Steve Martin movies. A lot of it's
just the timing of when they release them. I mean,
right.
If Naked Gun came out right along the same time, it's like, well, you kind of shot yourself in the foot with that one.
Yeah, but that's what I did. Like I went and saw Naked Gun at the movie theater, and then I started hearing my friends talking about Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, and so I think I rented it from the little mom and pop video store and watched it, and I fell in love with it. I can't say I like it better than Naked Gun because Naked Gun's timeless.
Yeah.
It's a great movie, but it's fairly close.
But
like the scenes in that movie.
But like you said, that you went and saw Naked Gun, and then you rented Dirty Rotten Scoundrels later. That doesn't help them out with their box office stuff, though. You know what I mean? Like, it could be something like that, where technically, like, you know, their box office numbers come from, like, that's, you know, when they judge how the movie did, they didn't, up until like very, very, very recently with streaming and stuff, and really even now it's still not really done this way. Like, they don't look at aftermarket stuff. They look at the box office stuff, and if it didn't perform well at the box
yes
office,
and no. Like,
you know,
eventually they do obviously more now than they used to, where they start to factor in like
streams and shit,
streamings and all that kind of stuff. But back then they used to talk about like a video home release, like how many people would go and buy a copy of the movie and stuff like that. Like
that was a big deal, is owning the VHS of movies. And like my brother, he's got like fucking 10,000 DVDs, and it's like, man, that didn't age real well.
Yeah, but see, so it has a good example is like Super Troopers became a cult classic, and people bought that movie like crazy. They technically, that movie,
maybe in one of them,
but that movie technically failed because the box office was terrible, and then it became a cult classic because everybody bought it on DVD. But when they went to make Super Troopers 2, they had to crowdfund it because the studio was like, no, your movie didn't make any money, even though they were one of the like highest selling DVD sales or whatever. Like, they were looked at as
Family Guy.
Movie,
Family Guy, the same thing happened with Family Guy.
Yeah, that's how it got brought back from being canceled.
Ryan, do you want?
That's a forgotten show.
Ryan, do you want to intro? We actually have some clips from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Do you want to kind of intro what's going on here?
Yeah. So pull up the first one. Just kind of pause them in between the two.
What?
Nothing.
All right.
What's going on?
Do you want to talk about what's going on here?
Quick, put that technical difficulties thing on the screen. Go ahead.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay, all right, pause it now.
Go to the bathroom first.
I didn't know that's what you were waiting on. I thought you were still trying to get it to load. Okay. No. So here, this scene is it might be the second most talked about scene in this movie, where Michael Caine and Steve Martin have decided to work together so that Steve Martin can learn how to scam on a bigger level. But the funny thing is, as a rib on him, Michael Caine makes him play this kind of special needs brother of his. So the scam is Michael Caine woos a rich woman. They get engaged. They're getting ready to go off to Oklahoma or wherever and start this new life together. And right before they do that,
sounds fancy.
Yeah, and well, it's like, it's weird because that's what it's wherever the woman's from, wherever she came to from vacation. We're gonna go back to America and live.
I'm guessing the writer of this movie has never been to Oklahoma.
Yeah. So and so the scam is
to leave.
Right. So
sounds exotic.
So Steve Martin plays his brother that, you know, has these I guess you would say special needs or whatever. And so after the engagement's there, then he introduces, oh, by the way, you should meet my brother Rupert. And then Steve Martin just the stuff he does as Rupert is insanely funny. But it's so bad that it scares the woman off, and she doesn't even ask for any of the money she's given Michael Caine back. Like, she feels so guilty for calling the marriage off over this special needs character that she's kind of like, you know, just takes off, and so they just keep the money and all that stuff. So anyway, go ahead.
Well, you want to explain what's going on here?
So this is all right. So that's what I was saying. This is one of the scenes where he's doing some of his things to scare off one of the potential brides.
For any audio only listeners, go to our YouTube page where you'll actually be able to see the video clip along with this if you get lost. And, you know, this isn't always the best for an audio medium, but go watch the video if you want to follow along with us.
Excuse me. May I go to the bathroom first?
Of course you may.
The way he stares around.
And for those that can't see, he's sitting at the dinner table. And he just looks like he's totally totally pissing his pants.
I think he should.
Thank you.
Tell me.
All right, pause it.
Do you feel this?
So in this scene here, like they've decided to go ahead and compete for a particular woman, and winner take all kind of thing. And Steve Martin's gone with the routine of I'm in a wheelchair because I saw my wife my wife to be cheating on me with a dance instructor, and so for some reason the shock and everything of that caused him to lose feeling in his legs, and he's in a wheelchair. So he decides, hey, he's talking to the lady, basically explains to her that this one doctor, Dr. Emil Schaffhausen, can help him, but he requires $50,000 and it's cash up front and all this stuff. And so Michael Caine has spies everywhere. And he overhears Steve Martin explaining this story. Yeah. So he hears him explaining this, to this woman. And so puts everything in place for her to bump into him as the only doctor in the world that can cure him for this. So he comes up here to kind of assess the situation, and he's on to Steve Martin's bullshit. So he's kind of, I'm gonna fuck with this guy. He knows he can't show that he has pain or has any feelings in his legs. So if you see the scene, he gradually makes it worse and worse. And again, Steve Martin's visuals on this is just comedy gold. Go ahead.
No. How about that? Nothing. Nothing. Huh?
Nothing.
Can't feel it at all.
How about this? Nothing.
Running start from the hallway.
Any feelings there? No.
I think he got a migraine from it.
Do you really think you can get him to walk again?
Oh, I will have him running, jumping,
This is the
shouting,
best part.
screaming. Oh, my name isn't Dr. Emil Schaffhausen. The
third.
Look, Doctor, he's so happy he's crying.
I am going to help my grand.
Wait, hold on. So can I ask you a question here?
Yeah.
This might sound stupid. Was that Michael Caine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I thought. Hold on. So you know what's funny? I don't associate Steve Martin with any role because I've seen him in so many things over my lifetime.
Yeah.
But being younger than you guys and seeing these movies like after the fact, I associate Michael Caine with being Alfred in Batman.
Yeah.
Because I only know him
I was
as
just
like
about to ask you, do you just know him as Alfred?
I do. I only know him as like when he's old and he's Alfred. I don't see him as like young Michael Caine at all. I actually didn't know what the fuck he looked like when he was younger. I'm sure I've seen him in movies and not had any idea it was him.
When I see him, I think of him in Blame It on Rio.
Yeah, there's that one.
I don't know what that is.
You should watch that.
Well, add it to the.
I'll tell you the funniest thing is I couldn't get over. I don't know if you saw this movie, Nick, but I was introduced to Michael Caine in the movie called The Hand, and it's this movie where he's in traffic or whatever, and he's fighting with his wife, and for some reason he sticks his arm out the car to he's just waving it and all this crazy, and a truck comes by and knocks his fucking hand off. And then the hand returns to him and starts killing off all these people that he doesn't like. It's the most fucking bizarre horror movie. And so I saw him in that first.
I'm looking it up right now. Yeah. I mean, it does have a 5.5 out of 10 on IMDb, so it's pretty good. But you know what? I think I saw this.
Hey,
The Hand
for future reference.
Ryan,
where do we land on movies that? Well, I guess we kind of addressed this. You said they have to be like really good movies that were forgotten films that like shouldn't be forgotten. Or could we possibly have a segment for movies that like are maybe
shits?
Well, no.
Absolutely.
That are great, but they're great kind of because they suck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
like Hot Dog the movie?
Sure. I'm thinking about Rubber specifically. I think you guys would enjoy. It's about a psychokinetic tire named Robert.
Yeah, I knew this was coming.
All right.
So
We can talk about that after.
Yeah.
So
That's an after show topic.
Yeah. Or tomorrow topic or whatever.
Show before the
show. So go ahead.
All right, you ready?
All right, so real quick, this scene here that everybody's so this just real quick is this just shows the low level and lack of skill that Steve Martin has. It's a fairly easy target, so I think he pulls this off, but it shows like it's if you listen to it, he's a very low level scam artist. So this kind of demonstrates that. Go ahead.
She is the one who taught me. It is better to be truthful and good.
His grandmother.
Than to not.
All right. So some of these just jump real quick, but this is just more of Rupert's antics to scare these women off. But listen to the threat that Michael Caine gives him, and then and Steve Martin's response to not wanting this this consequence. You're probably gonna have to back that up. You kind of caught it right in the middle.
Okay. Make her. You want the genital cuff?
The genital cuff. All right, this is just where they make. You can let it play. This is just where they decide to make the woman the bed.
What do you think I mean? First one to get her into bed.
No, they change it because he doesn't actually have money.
Originates above the waist.
No.
Driving relaxes, Rupert.
More Rupert stuff.
Oh, Lawrence, this is the happiest day of my life. I think my testicles are dropping.
Officer Benson here will be staying with us. Please don't worry. You are close to my room.
This is just more of them competing.
Night and day. May I show you the
He's the doctor, and now he's under the doctor's care. This is his assistant.
Who is that? Is that
Welcome to hell.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Hold on.
I couldn't tell you. He didn't look familiar to me at all.
He does to me.
All right, this might sound dumb. Is that fucking Emperor Palpatine?
I think you might be right.
No.
Hold on.
He doesn't say a lot in this movie.
Ian Hold on. Yeah, I think that is him. Hold on.
That's Emperor Palpatine.
It is.
Holy shit.
It is. That's Emperor Palpatine.
Good call.
Yeah, when I saw his face, I'm like, yeah, that kind of looks, he does look familiar. That's him. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's who he is.
He's in the prequels, right? He's Emperor Palpatine in the prequels?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And he
plays Arthur.
Yeah.
It's Ian Demerman? McDiarmid?
McDiarmid?
I don't know. You keep saying that, and all I can think is Ian McShane, and that's definitely not who that is.
Yeah. McDiarmid. Diarmiad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's him. Good call. Always wondered what happened to This is more Rupert stuff.
Rupert?
Slightly making a scene.
Rupert.
I know somebody here.
So this is
His name.
He got set up, and so he only knows Michael Caine. He's trying to think of what his name was. They met on the train.
James. No, his name is James Josephson. No. James Lawrence. Lawrence Fells. Lawrence Fangs. Forrest Lawrencetown. Lawrence.
He's trying to say Lawrence Jameson.
Yeah, I think so.
Lawrence. His name is James Jessenton. Lawrence Chesterton.
Lawrence Jameson?
Yes! We're like this.
I love the way the guy rolls his eyes. All right, pause this.
Yeah.
So, this was kind of a neat twist. The doctor starts dancing with the girl that the bet's on in front of Steve Martin in the wheelchair at a club. He says seeing them dance together will help motivate him to get out of the chair. and Steve Martin always had this officer's uniform on. Well, these sailors are behind him, and they think that Michael Caine's kind of taunting him a little too much and everything, and they're kind of like, this guy's in a fucking wheelchair, and this guy's saying, get up and dance with your girl. I got your girl, blah blah blah. So they tell Steve Martin, hey, you want us to take care of that guy for you? And of course, Steve Martin's like, yeah, that'd be great. And so they abduct Michael Caine and they have him for a little bit, but it turns out he used to be a seaman too. So they get along and a seaman. So so it sort of flips on Steve Martin, and he drops them off, and they're like, look, he can fucking walk just like the doctor said, just like he said, and all this shit. And so Michael Caine goes to get him the next day, and he's sitting there talking, and then the gag is watch the gag here.
Had a great time. Could you hand me that super glue solvent?
Fucking glued his hand to the
On that wall for 6 hours.
But on that, well, it's still more a part of that scene, actually.
Oh, okay.
You can keep it, let him play.
What did we do when Uncle Ted was
Okay.
here?
Oh, what? This is more rubric stuff. This is insane. What did we do when Uncle Ted came to visit?
Ruprecht. Ruprecht, no.
Get the jelly on the glove.
You've been banging on your pots again, haven't you? I told you.
He lives in this dungeon room with a tire on his swing. Real quick, this is
Make certain
Michael Caine going over the sophistication, and Steve Martin totally not understanding it all. Doesn't get it at all. He's like, so you got a lot of wine.
Freddie, what I'm saying
It's the same thing. You can let it go.
is...
I'll just talk over these. You don't have to pause it.
You are a moron. Don't take the cork.
You're a moron.
Oh,
Why is the cork on the fork?
why is the cork on his fork?
Oh, yeah. I remember that. That's one of the scenes I really
All right,
remember.
pause this though.
Australia.
So this girl, here's gosh, should we give away the twist?
The movie's been out for 40
Spoilers?
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the spoiler is that the girl that they're competing against, it turns out she's a scam artist too, and she's actually been working the two of them the entire time.
Well, damn it,
She
Ryan,
knew
now
what
I
they
don't
were
have to
doing.
watch it.
Yeah. She knew what was going on and stuff, and so you watch it to see how she pulls everything off. It's really well done. And so this is towards the end of the movie. She's already scammed the two of them. Steve Martin's all pissed off about it. Michael Caine, he actually really appreciates her skill and ability as a scam artist. So he's just more enamored with her. So now she's got this new character going, and she's bringing a boatload of these rich people to Michael Caine's house, and she's basically saying, hey, let's, without explaining it to them, hey, we're going to run this scam on all these rich people. Just follow into your role. And Michael Caine falls right into it. Steve Martin has no idea what to fucking do. So go ahead.
Okay.
Chips O'Toole.
At first, they're both like, what the fuck?
Weren't you going to say anything?
G'day, Nikos. How's it going, sport? Good on you, cobber. Chips O'Toole. Hotels and oil from down under. Anyway, coming up to the house, we put a couple of shrimps on the barbie for you.
It's awful to see us like this, isn't it?
I'll pause it real quick.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that might get us.
Okay. Yeah. What's funny is what's funny, I don't know why they cut it out of that clip though, because she then introduces Steve Martin but immediately says he's a mute. Like he goes to say something and she cuts him right off saying he's a mute because she knows he'll fuck it up. So she doesn't even let him speak. And then he kind of gets this look like she goes, "Oh, but he's a mute," and blah blah blah. And he gets this look like, "What the fuck?" Like I didn't get to try even get to give it a try. It's really funny. I don't know why they cut that out of there, but anyway, go ahead. So this is just back in the movie again where he's taunting her and stuff like that. But I mean, you can kind of wrap it up from here. I think everybody's kind of got the gist, and those are the best parts of the movie.
Well, okay, so do we want to go ahead and talk about? I know you kind of briefly touched on it.
Yeah.
With it coming out at the same time as I'm going to go ahead and start this. Coming out as the same time as Naked Gun.
Yeah.
But do you think that's the only reason this is a forgotten movie, or do you think there's more to it? Do you think it was just timing, or?
I think it just got lost in the cracks. I really do. I think that, with so much that's come out since then, even Steve Martin followed it up with more movies, he just had such a big library that you really can't keep it up with it all. To be honest with, when we talked about doing this topic, there's a lot of actors like that. Like, there's a couple of Chevy Chase movies that we'll talk about in the future where nobody really talks about them, but it's probably because he was just fucking cranking them out back in the day,
Well, also, he had some that were so big with like the vacation movies and like that.
Right.
That
Everybody knows
everyone associates him with.
Right. I mean, Eddie Murphy has a few that there's like, oh shit, I don't remember that one, but it was a good movie. And so that's kind of what I wanted to do here. With this is the movie that gave me the idea. Just a couple of things about this movie. So it grossed $42 million at the box office, which back in 1988 was pretty decent. For it only had like a budget of like 3.8 million. So I
was about to ask what the budget was.
Yeah, it was only 3.8 million. So, and it was released in 1,466 theaters. So it did pretty good. It has a 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't really follow them a whole lot. I know a lot of people live and die by that, but
yeah, they're kind of full of shit.
It's almost a 90% film though.
Yeah.
So everything is positive.
Can I ask you guys for a official, the Guys Like Us show verdict? Do you think it was justified in being a forgotten film because of when it came out, the fact that it kind of slipped through the cracks, or do you think this is really, obviously it's good enough that you brought it to the show, but do you think it was kind of do you feel like it made sense for it to be forgotten compared to the other movies that were out at the time, or do you feel like this really was an oversight?
I don't think it deserved to be forgotten. No. I mean,
no, I don't. But a lot of movies back then, kind of, for lack of a better phrase, didn't age well.
Yeah, there's that.
So, I mean, you go back and you look at old shows and stuff, and you go, and it's like they're not as funny or not as good as I remember.
Yeah.
But because times have changed, I'd have to go back and see the whole movie again. I do remember enjoying it immensely when I did watch it.
Yeah.
Especially the cork on the fork scene. That one cracked.
Yeah. Why does he have to have
and
that?
I guess
he keeps stabbing himself in the eye with a cork,
And I guess to your point, like you said, some stuff doesn't age as well. I remember you found WKRP in Cincinnati, and you were like, "Oh, hey, this is that show I told you about. Let's watch the show." And then we watched it, and you were like, "Yeah, I don't care about this the way I thought it was going to." Like it didn't hit the same way for you,
right?
When we watched it, and obviously, I don't know, like I don't have any type of nostalgia with it, so it didn't really go one way or the other with me. But it really didn't hit the same way with you at all. And I was wondering, like, is this kind of one of those things where you watch it now and it's like, no, it is a funny movie, but I understand why it got lost, or are you kind of like, no, this should have been bigger than it was compared to some of the other movies at the time?
Now, I will say something else, which is kind of interesting with this film too. Let me see if I can find it. I read it at some point. So this movie got the remake treatment, and it starred, and it starred two big name actresses. By the way, also Michael Caine's role
was it Whoopi Goldberg and
no, it was younger. It was
it must not have been a modern remake because if it's modern, you can't do a remake with two white guys.
No, they did the other thing where they changed.
I'm not even going to bring this up on this because we're doing a individual segment. I can't bring. You know what? Fuck it. I'll edit around it. Have you guys seen what the new Snow White is going to be?
No.
Yeah.
We'll wait. Well, hold on. We'll wait till after this segment's done. We'll wait till it gets back into normal guys like us for this.
Okay.
All right. I'm trying to find it. So the remake was that Rebel Wilson and Anne Hathaway.
So two chicks.
Yeah, there's two chicks, which is the other thing they do,
exactly.
like Ghostbusters and all. And it was what they did is they renamed the movie The Hustle. And so
isn't that a different movie?
If you watch that movie, it is almost scene
is
for
it really?
scene. Yes, it is almost. I watched The Hustle.
Oh shit!
And it was almost scene for scene, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Holy shit!
Anne Hathaway is the sophisticated one, the Michael Caine version, and then Rebel Wilson is the Steve Martin bumbly, unsuccessful one. And it's funny, but for me it was kind of, if it was his own thing, it would probably be a pretty funny movie.
If I remember,
the whole time I'm just going, this is the scene with this, and this is.
I want to say that movie made a lot of money, but did not do well critically.
No, it did. I think it was a decent hit, but
I want to say it technically it did make money, but it didn't. Yeah. No one gave a fuck about it. People went and watched it and they were like, well, that was a disappointment. But a lot of people went.
What's weird is it continues the legacy. You have two big actors or actresses or whatever in it, and now nobody talks about that one. It's been forgotten too. I just don't like it because it's a scene for scene remake and it's
lame.
Completely unoriginal.
Right.
But it wasn't a bad movie on its own. So in a nutshell, that's the movie Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. I recommend that everybody stream it. I don't know, actually, if you give me 2 seconds, talk amongst yourselves. I have an app here.
I'm going to have to do a lot of post-production on this episode.
No, you can leave this in. Have you guys ever heard of an app called Just Watch?
No. But you know what we should do? I don't have any type of intro music or anything for Forgotten Films if you want to give us a little jingle. Either one of you guys.
So there's an app called Just Watch. You can put it on your phone. You put in any movie or television show, and it'll tell you where you can stream it, like what apps are streaming it. You can also put in what apps you have, and put it in there. So on this, you can stream it on Tubi, Roku, and Pluto.
Who?
Roku.
Yeah.
So, but it says you can buy a copy of this on Amazon and YouTube for $15. So I say it's well worth $15 if you decide you want to just own this thing.
Do you think we'll get sued if I cover the HBO music from back in the day? The if I play that
I watched that 3 weeks ago. The whole thing where they go through that town and everything.
Through the town.
Yeah, I loved that.
The worst thing that'll happen is they'll give us a cease and desist.
Yeah.
Well, but if I cover it, technically
Please.
I own it if I play it on guitar.
Okay, do that.
All right, that'll be our intro.
I kind of want to read it. I kind of want to get a cease and desist from somebody for something though.
Yeah, fuck you,
I really
HBO.
do. That'd be awesome.
Besides your wife.
Yeah. Which one? But so anyway, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, great movie. You can rent it on rent it on Amazon if you want to.
Go
buy it
steal it somewhere.
You can. People still use FrostWire? Is that a thing?
The fuck is FrostWire? You mean LimeWire?
I don't know.
I remember that one.
I think they're both associated with each other. I don't remember. What did we use back in the day? Win and X?
LimeWire.
And LimeWire, yeah.
And LimeWire? Okay. So anyway, no, I don't promote that. You just go get an unlocked Fire Stick like the rest of us. And what are they? Jailbroken Fire Stick.
Hey, careful. Careful. We cannot talk about that on the air.
Why not? They sell them on Amazon.
Nope.
No, or they sell them on.
If you jailbreak it, it is technically illegal, and technically my cable service right now is not up to code. So I'm gonna need you to stop talking about it on the air.
Trying to get us a cease and desist letter from the
go to jail
from the Amazon fire. All right, well, go watch the movie somehow. Figure it out. Just watch the clips on YouTube if you're cheap. I don't care. Enjoy the movie. All right, are we good?
Outro music.
I'll do some post production.
Yeah, just fucking Frankenstein that shit together.
You should really just hum it. Like have it playing through your headset.
We should all do it.
Hold on, ready? 1, 2, 3.
And then like you go into the letter O, and all those lights go streaming around the side of it. That was awesome.
You know what we should do is
you know how boring I was. I watched the making of that on HBO where they show the little town and they show how the crane camera comes above it.
Yep.
Holy shit, you guys suck.
Shit, little bus beep beep.
That was cutting edge back in the day.
Yeah, they were like, fuck George Lucas. Look at this shit we got. That was before you could do everything. That was before you could do everything CGI.
Yeah.
You actually had to build the set.
You know what will probably be our intro for Forgotten Films when we release it as its own thing? Is us humming that, and then the little thing from Alice's Restaurant when he makes the crowd do it, and then you just hear him go, "That was awful."
That'll work. Write that down. The one day we record, like it's been like a fall preview for a couple of days now. And then they're like, "Oh, he's going to record up in that building."
It's been hot as fuck down here.
It's been fucking 90. It's been 90 today, and then tomorrow it goes back to the high is like 76. So it's like sucks that it's like the one day
miserably fucking hot down here.
I don't know. The one thing I've told people about living up, everybody asks me, I like the winters up here better than I like the summers down there. It is so fucking hot down there.
It's been like 102 this week.
It's terrible. Like I'm ready for fall to get here. By the way, so Nick wasn't on earlier. We talked about this, and we'll kind of wrap this episode with this. But this week starts a 10-week countdown till you guys come up here. So I've decided to do something kind of out of the norm for myself. For you guys, I wouldn't do this for anybody else, but I'm going to do this for you guys. Let's don't go that far. All right. I've decided that I will wait until the Missouri game to play the Andy Griffith.
No, you're gonna fuck up. You're gonna fuck up the whole season.
I've done it every year for 15 years, and we've had some fucking 5 and 7 seasons. And
yeah, but it's finally starting to work.
I swear to God, for a second, I thought he was gonna say he was gonna wait till the Missouri game to jack off.
No, I didn't wait till the end of this podcast to jack off.
That's one of my
Why do you think my arms disappear into that stage?
That's one of my favorite.
That's the kind of technology I got going on over here.
Louis C.K. That's one of my favorite Louis C.K. bits. Is him saying you can judge how horrible of a person you are.
Oh, the 9/11
by how quickly you jacked off after 9/11.
9/11
was in between the first and the second tower.
Couldn't let the terrorists win.
Stand up for freedom.
Oh,
Jesus.
Well, that's gonna get us flagged. I think that was our episode title a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I couldn't even believe you were gonna go with that.
What?
That one title you were like, I don't think this is gonna work on YouTube, and I was like, why would you have thought it in the first place? Like, go ahead, tell him what the title was going to be.
I was like,
did you see that in the group chat?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
I was like, this will be funny, and then I was pretty immediately like, well, that's not gonna work. It was he got butt fucked by Marilyn Manson. Okay,
yeah,
oh yeah,
Juice from
poor Juice.
It was that, and then I was like, yeah, I don't think they're gonna let me post that.
But the humor is that, as I know, you debated it in your head for like 3 hours.
Well, okay, so
you were like,
because
I want to keep it.
Technically, I could do like the little stars over the fucked part of it. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. Like a lot of our original episodes and like Rant the Raven and stuff, we weren't on YouTube yet, so there is less restrictions. So I mean, like I remember we had an episode of Rant the Raven called Butt Fuck McDuck. Like that didn't get taken down anywhere. You know what I mean? So YouTube though was real picky with pulling shit down and shadow banning and all that. Yeah, fuck YouTube.
I don't understand all that.
Oh, but also go watch our YouTube if you want to see the clips.
Do you know what my yeah. Fuck the people we rely on for spreading our show here.
Yeah, they're really helping us. The money's really fucking
Fuck
rolling.
them right in the ass. Fuck them right in the asses. Who runs YouTube? You always hear about. I guess Google has them now.
Yeah, Google.
So whoever runs Google.
Never mind. I mean, I'm making my word for myself with editing.
Do you know who owns them? The man. That's who owns them. He's keeping us down.
You know what? Hold on.
Settle down, Ray. Settle down.
I'm gonna go ahead and pause right here because I'm just doing more work for myself with editing. I was about to go, I don't know, I'll take that out. I'll see myself out.
How long we got left on this episode?
Right an hour right now.
Yeah, so we can go ahead and wrap it up and start the second one if you want to.
That works.
Is that good with you guys?
Yeah, that'll work out good. I gotta go grab my charger.
You guys need a pre-break?
So yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys.
I've been
Well,
drinking a pretty hefty amount of whiskey. So.
All right, shut the fuck up. God, you always ramble on when I'm trying to wrap these things up. I swear, I try to do it in this clear and concise manner, and you keep going, and it fucking drags out forever. So anyway,
McDuck over here.
Yeah, asshole, ponytail, weird. Anyway, so we hope you guys liked our new segment there. We plan on doing a couple of new segments in future or past episodes.
So far, future. We'll decide next episode.
Yeah, so we'll have we're gonna do some more segments. We've got some stuff with some music going on. We got some stuff with I don't know, maybe some cars, stuff like that. But we're gonna work on that. Put a little structure in this show. And
are we gonna start those? Are we gonna start those next week or last week?
It's to be determined.
Did we start that in this episode?
To be determined.
I think that might have been next week's last week. So yeah. Just look for it. It'll be there.
Yeah. Everything you guys like should be in one of these episodes.
Eventually,
fish around. Like
eventually,
listen to some. Even listen to some of the old shit. Yeah, even though it didn't have segments, it was still good shit.
Listen to all the episodes. Watch all the episodes. If you go to our YouTube, I will be posting Throwback Thursdays to some of our earlier episodes. If you guys want to check those out.
We got good stuff.
We'll have some
little bestiality. What else was popular? The porn shit? What was the thing with the porn shit? That got a lot of views one time.
You mean when Marilyn Manson buckfuck juice?
Hey, that should be the name of this episode.
Yeah,
that's
try that.
That'll confuse people.
Just put part 2. They'll figure it out. So what did we go with the title? What was the tame ass title that you went with?
That's gonna get us flagged.
Lame ass?
No. That was the name of the episode because I think right after we said that, I was like, well, that's gonna get us flagged. So that ended up being the name of the episode. That's actually there was a couple of those throughout the episode, so I was like, this will work out good.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please remember to like, subscribe, leave comments down below. We're actually pretty interested in seeing what you guys think. Keep sending in that mail. I'll keep filling up those mailbags, reading them when I get a chance to get to them.
Wait, hold on. If you do want to reach us for any questions or comments, if you want to attack Ryan as a person, really pick apart his performance on the show, or if you want to give any questions or
let's go for the low-hanging fruit, the guy that's in therapy at least once a week, right?
If you want to give any questions, look.
Thank God 9:15 tomorrow morning isn't that far away.
Look, hey, I'm the one reading the emails, all right? So but if you do want to email us to get any of your opinions on the show with any of these new segments, and tell us what you think about any of the movies or music.
Do you have
or
any
ideas?
ideas?
About.
If you have any ideas of movies, any forgotten films,
stuff like that,
we can only
please email us at weareguyslikeus@gmail.com and follow us on Instagram at guyslikeus_pod and also at Sayge Media.
You done?
Yeah.
Did you get it all out?
Yeah.
Can fucking people understand when you talk that fast? I don't know where to go now. You were like, da, 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 da. You like that guy that did the FedEx commercial back in the day?
It's like when they give you all the the possible repercussions for medicine at the end of a commercial.
Yeah. Up to and including death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anal leakage,
Yeah.
explosive
Yes.
diarrhea.
I'm out.
Hey, but you won't have toenail fungus anymore.
There's that. You always find that silver lining, Nick, and that's really what I appreciate
right.
about you
That's
the
right.
most. That and your amazing nipples.
Would you like my advice? My advice is don't step on down power lines.
That's right.
There it is.
All right. Good night, folks.
This has been a Sayge Media production.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.